Now I'm going to take my smaller circle, line that up in the center, right on the line. Come around. Right there. That's good. Lock my stitches. Pop my knot. And replace my small. Line it up. Chalk, chalk. Mark, pull up my bobbin. Lock, start around. I'm going to trim that tail, get that out of the way. There we go. Lock my stitches there. Get about 6 stitches within the space of 2 stitches. Pull away. Up. That's called the start button. There we go. Pull that up. And trim our tail. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll up, remove my basting, and I'm going to work my way from the upper portion where I ended my piano keys down to here to that circle just like we did on the bottom half. Okay, so I have marked, here is where my little circle ended, and so I've marked from the upper corner down. I have done my piano keys down to here. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lock here and work my way up just to close that gap of unfinished piano keys. I am going to change my cruise speed to 200. All right. Into the circle out. Travel the ditch. Across. Now I'm going to slide down. I'm going to complete that other side to the circle. Into the circle back. Up. I'm going to save myself a little bit more time. Travel up that ditch. Come across that way. Here. In. Back. Up. In. Back. And I'm going to do this all the way up, and then I'm going to repeat this over on the other border, and so the next place we'll see each other is in the body of the quilt. Up. Work on those guitars. Okay, so now we have the quilt complete except for the panel. I do have this edge of the panel, of course, which we showed earlier when I ditched the faux border on the inside of the panel. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ditch around all of the guitars, starting with this one. And first, we had put all the basting stitch in at 5 stitches per inch. I did a giant meander. You can kind of see the texture. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure to remove the basting around that area. I will not remove the basting in this part of the guitar just because I want to keep that stable. I'm going to come back and do the inside of the guitars because I'm going to use metallic thread and make guitar strings here. So I'm going to wait to come in and do that until later, so I'm going to leave some of the basting stitches in there. Once I finish ditching around here, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into all of these circle medallions, and I'm going to work with some circles and do some decorative stuff. And then at the very end, when that's all done and the panel is complete, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put some filler in any area that isn't guitar or medallion. Okay, so I've locked my stitches here. I've removed all of the basting stitches from around the edge of the guitar. I'm using my mini ditcher to go around the tight curves. I've got a nice rust thread in. Let's see. That's the guitar right there. I'm going to switch to my regular ditcher and just follow the contour. Look at that tail there. Back, come around, trim my tail. Switch to my little guy here. Look around. Neck in there. Now we're going to head up the neck. Lock my stitches. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to slide into here. Let me get rid of a few of my basting stitches there. Okay. And we're going to ditch down and around to the bottom here of the guitar. We'll work our way back. Now here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to come around and head down. Okay, so now I'm up in this corner and I'm going to start filling in these circles, and it's just a very tedious task of following, and I've got a ton of circles here at my machine and I'm figuring out which circles fit best for the particular job, and in this case that one works. There we go. And then of course I'm going to travel the ditch again, and then we will continue around and I'll just keep adding a few of these circles in there. Okay, so now I have ditched around here, I have a circle here, I have another circle there. So to keep this space stable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to travel back to there. I'm going to come down, I'm going to line that up with where I think the center would be. Go back, out, come back around, line that up, in, out, and then that way that's going to add some stability to these rays because I'm not going to ditch around all of those. Now the next thing I'm going to do is we're here at this circle, so I'm going to remove my basting, and again we never jab in, we always scoop gently up and out, and I always make sure that my curvature of my snips are facing up. That way I'm not going to have a horrible oops. Alright, well there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a circle that is approximate to there. Okay, so I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to follow that over, and now even though that's not exactly the same size circle, I'm going to pivot my circle, and notice how I'm turning it. Get rid of that basting to follow that down there. Now there, what I'm going to do again, we're going into another ray here. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to choose a curve. Like I said, this is that tedious type of quilting that we get sometimes. Put my circle there, and again, I'm going to travel that ditch the best that I can. It's not really a ditch, it's just the painted part of the panel. And I'm going to pivot my circle. There we go. Okay, now that's done. I'm going to lock my stitches. Now I'm going to grab a smaller, let me see, I like that one. That's a nice size. I'm going to go right there. I'm going to center that. Lift, drag thread, drop, lock, come around. Knead up. I'm going to go just a little bit past. Lock my stitches again. Now I'm going to grab another smaller circle. Line that up. Drag, drop. Come back, lock my stitches. I'm not going to lock in the same place. And now I'm going to grab a smaller circle. I don't have adhesive on this one, so I'm going to hold that ruler nice and steady. Come around. There we go. Locked. And this is how I'm going to move through this panel. Okay, so it is done and it is ready to be blocked. It just came off the machine and she's coming a little bit to pick it up. So there we go. It turned out wonderful. The texture in the guitars and also all of the circles around here turned out great. And of course the texture in the border turned out well. So it's going to be a beautiful piece to hang on a wall. So there we go.